class. Today, we're going to learn about the geological history of the world. The geological history can be divided into four different main eras. The four different eras are Precambrian, Paleozoic, Mesozoic, and Cenozoic. The oldest of these eras is the Precambrian era, which started about 4.6 billion years ago and ended about 570 million years ago. This era lasted about 4 billion years. There are two types of major events that happened in this era. The major geological events that occurred in the Precambrian era is that the shields were created. The shields that were created are the Canadian Shield, Brazilian Shield, Australian Shield, and African Shield. Some major biological events that occurred are the first multi-celled organisms and single-celled organisms were created. The next era that occurred after the Precambrian is Paleozoic. This era started about 570 million years ago and ended 245 million years ago. It lasted about 325 million years. The major geological events that occurred in this era are, in this era, all of North America was covered by shallow seas, and also avalanches were formed. Some major biological events that occurred are that the age of amphibians and fish occurred. First insects were born. Large swamps formed from this vegetation. First plants and animals appeared on land. The era after the Paleozoic is Mesozoic. This era started about 245 million years ago and ended about 66 million years ago. This era lasted about 180 million years. The major geological events that occurred in this era are the formation of the Rocky Mountains began. The inundation mountains formed. There were also shallow seas in the interior of North America at various times. Some major biological events in the Mesozoic era are that it was the age of reptiles, such as dinosaurs. The first flowering plants, birds, and mammals are also from this time. The last era that occurred after the Mesozoic era is the Cenozoic era. This era started about 66 million years ago and is still going on. Some of the major geological events are that ice sheets covered most of North America, continents took their present shape, and the formation of the Rocky Mountains has been completed. Some major biological events in this era are that human beings are developed and the developing mammals and modern forms of life evolved, such as technology. That was the geological timeline. Well, the important parts. Now to the next unit. Bye, class.